to myself, anybody out there know how to read lips? All right. Well, let me start over. Greetings. Hello. Wagwan. That's from when we went to Jamaica. It's like, what's up? And your response is, Sharice calling response is, Madea, man. I think I said it right. I hope I said it right. All right. What I was saying that y'all didn't catch was like the last episode I had Minister Tammy Willie Hall on. We were discussing about the different things that people are addicted to and how they can really get, be free from their different addictions. And I said in between that time and now, I've made a bad discovery that a lot of our young people are addicted to porn. And that's what me and my co-host was going to kind of like talk about some of that today. But I want to do a recap, kind of like explain about addictions, and not really telling how people get addicted, but it's kind of like this will explain a little bit what people are going through, or some of the feelings that they may be having. Let me just sit that right there. So I'm start off like I said, I'm trying to do a real quick review of what we went over last time to explain the different feelings that people may be going through during those times. So we're going to start off with the word appetite. We all know appetite. Appetite is a natural desire to satisfy a bodily need, especially food. We know a lot of times we associate the word appetite with hunger, that we need food. But an appetite can be used in many different areas. Also, appetite is a strong desire or likening for something. But there's again, craving is another word for like appetite, or hunger. We use the word hunger. Or we have different types of appetites. We just said one of them. A type of appetite is hunger. And the natural, so I'm going to read the natural side of it and then try to touch on a little bit about the unnatural side. Like I said, try to go through this pretty quickly. The natural side of hunger is you hunger or crave after food. The unnatural is overeating. You naturally thirst. You thirst for water. Unnatural, you might thirst for alcohol. That leads, to alcoholism. And then hunger can lead to obesity or extreme obesity. You naturally crave or you gasp for air. The unnatural is you gasp, or some people won't smoke, different things that they smoke or inhale that's wrong. The natural about sleep, the natural for sleep is you get drowsy. The unnatural is somnolence. I think I said that right. Where people just want to sleep all the time like a cat. It's like a cat sleep many hours of a day, but a human shouldn't sleep that long. But some people have got addicted to sleep. They want to be asleep. And then we're going down to sex. There's a natural desire for sex, and then there's an unnatural where people have let their flesh, or people that let their bodily desires run wild, and that lead to rape, child abuse, even sometimes bestiality. So if the people don't take control, a lot of people they don't have control. They just can't help themselves. No, we're supposed to control our own bodies, control what we do. Okay, moving on. There's other things like I was talking about, like the different cravings, and the other cravings, like you can start craving for alcohol. There's some people that's addicted to alcohol. They crave alcohol more than food. They just need that alcohol. And then others, it goes on to drugs, where the craving for that drug is way more powerful than the craving for food. So that's when it's totally unnatural, totally out of control. So there's a difference from natural appetite to being totally addicted to something, to where this thing or this item or this vice has taken over your life. And then I got some more like entertainment. Entertainment could be one where you people can get addicted to. And I didn't have it on my list. Phones. A lot of people are totally addicted to their cell phones, to where they got to have it all the time. And then that's what leads to what I want to talk about: our kids, our children. Um, I've seen some researchers where they say like a child below 2 shouldn't even have a electronic device to be for them to be, to look at all the time, and that's going to affect the rest of their life. But we know most of, well, I got to say for America, most of the people, okay, let me change it again. Most of the people that I know of or know about in America, as soon as the child is spending any time looking at that device or looking at the TV, they're going to put it in front of them. So even, it shouldn't be what I know here in America, we're quick to put a screen in front of them. We can put a device. We're quick to put something to basically another type of pacifier. And then when you know how kids act, you take that pacifier away, they go crazy. So that means sometimes they get addicted to that device or TV show or whatever, something that's all they're craving. That's all they want. And then when it's not there, they go crazy. So that's a lot of these things that we should be teaching or trying to mold our children not to be addicted to these different things. This is just a side note. How long can we go without? How long can we go without these certain things? How long can we go without food? They say we can go without food for between 20 and 40 days. So we know a lot of people with the 40-day fast. Jesus went on the 40-day fast. Then, well, some people, they can't even go just a couple of hours before they're starting to go crazy. They're snapping at you, yelling, screaming, fainting because they hadn't had anything to eat within the last 3 or 4 hours. Or some people act that way when they wake up in the morning. But our bodies, and some people got a whole lot more extra in storage. Our bodies are designed, we can go at least between 20 and 40 days. Your body would tell you otherwise, but your body can do it. We can go about 3 days without water. Our body is more than 70-some% water. So we can go about 3 days without water, or you're just going to dry up like a dried up sponge. We can go on average, they say, and a lot of people can't even do this, hold your breath, go without air for about 3 minutes. Many people can go longer, but about 3 minutes before people might pass out. Sleep. I say we can go probably about 3 days without sleep. I wouldn't try it. I know people live off a very little sleep, but we can go about 3 days without sleep before you start having neurological nervous system problems. They have on record of someone staying awake for 11 days. I think their mind probably was messed up. But basically, I'm just going back to what the main subject is. A lot of things are things that people get addicted to, and how to recognize it. Like I said, since the last show, I found out that a lot of the young kids are addicted to porn. And then on top of that, some of them are addicted to sex. You bet you say, what? Yeah, I just found this statistic about here, Duval County. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Where is it? Share screen. Sorry. Share. I'm sorry. Share right here. I just looked it up. And I don't know if y'all can see this. Is that my computer? Y'all computer? Okay, right here it says Duval County. Duval County is ranked number one among large counties in Florida for STDs in 15 to 19-year-olds. Duval County rate is 3,040 to 100,000. That is 50% higher than the Florida's rate of 2,000 to 100,000. So we killing it. We number one. That's a number one list that we don't want to be on. And I brought this other chart. Well, that's I don't want to bring that up yet. There's a sign what like the risk behavior is showing a list of what the kids are doing, and they're confessing. I guess they're telling the truth. What they're doing, how many people are having sex, and the sex partners, and all that kind of stuff. And they got a ranking of it. So basically, I'm not going to get into the charts, but basically, it's like that the school. The school is basically out of control with sex. I didn't even bring up the teen pregnancy rate, but that's just the sex and the different things that they're doing with sex. And for this rate to be so high, I guarantee a lot of them have got addicted to sex at a young age and still don't have a clue what they're doing. But they look like they're pretty good at catching diseases. So what I would like to ask, well, I guess I don't have my panel. If somebody want to join me, we saw in the news that I guess Duval County is seeing all these different rates, all these. I know probably the teen pregnancy is probably back on the rise. A different, it's showing the different rates of all the age is back up. Gonorrhea. I don't know if I got a list over here of all the different things that's just like off the charts. And anyway, so Duval County decided, okay, if all these kids in school in Duval County is catching all these diseases and having babies and catching AIDS, what should we do about it? And they decided to bring back sex education. So that's what my discussion was. Well, the question what I wanted to ask, what's everybody's opinion on having sex education back in school, or who's going to be doing the education? Somebody's already teaching them. They getting out there doing it. So who is going to teach the sex education? Do we trust those people to do the education if they do it? But anyway, I just want to have that discussion. And will even, do we think sex education will combat that? Let's say, for example, like I said, I do believe some of these kids are addicted to sex. A lot of them are addicted to porn. They are looking, they have this porn on their devices. They have computers where they have free access to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then, so now TV, movies, it's all over the place. And then when you go to school, of course, their friends are talking about it. So that goes to my question. So I see I got a comment here. It says it's much needed. So any input on how that should be conveyed? Because we see, I don't know no good way of saying it. It seems like our school system is turned all upside down. It's topsy-turvy. It doesn't make sense. A lot of times, basically, what's wrong is now is right, and what's right is now wrong. And it's so many things that's being blocked from being taught in the school that should be taught in the school. So it's so much turmoil. Who is the one that's gonna do the teaching? And then let's back up a minute. Or who's gonna determine what should be taught? or how that should be taught. I mean, how is that supposed to happen? How is that supposed to go down? I had some teachers invited, but I guess they were not able to make the show. But that's what I wanted to know. And then it goes back to, like I said, when if our kids are addicted to these different things, what's their plan? What's the process on helping them to help them get freed from being addicted to porn and different things they shouldn't be addicted to? If some kids are not even all the way to that porn side of it. Some may be addicted to video games. Again, like I said, addicted to phones, addicted to different things that's causing problems on their life, on their everyday life. Okay, I got a comment. It should start at home. Yes, and that goes to one of my statements. Oh, okay, I got another comment. Maybe parents need to teach them at home. Okay, we got two comments saying teaching it at home. Here's a statement that I know will make some parents mad, but do you know who the number one person or the number one people that introduce porn to their children? I'm gonna go ahead and pop some of the comments up. We got the 3 days. I think that's the 3 days without the water. I guess I could have asked a question and see if somebody ask it. Much needed in school. Yep, there we go. Need to start at home. But we still sometimes we need to verify and clarify what's at home. Some kids don't even have a good house, a good foundation. A lot of times they don't have the parents. They don't have good parents, godly parents. That even some of them don't even care. So yeah, the kids do need a good foundation at home. There again, parents may need to teach them at home. Yes, yeah. A lot of time, again, I know I heard a lot of teachers say that a lot of parents send their children to school in expectation for the teachers to raise them, but the teacher main job is to teach them, to educate them, not to raise them. They're supposed to be raised at home. A lot of these things are supposed to be taught at home, and they're supposed to take that what they learn at home. They're supposed to bring with them to school. But a lot of kids, as we say, they don't have any home training, so they come to school with no home training, and now the school is all out of whack. So it's so many families are not teaching their kids, and they're coming to school, and now the school is the problem. And a lot of times people say it's the public school. It's not the public school. It's the people that's coming to the school. If the kids wasn't trained or taught at home, then they bring that untrainedness to school. That's what the school's going to end up. That's going to be the sum result. If the parents are not being parents at home, you're going to see the results in the school system. Children are raising themselves, and they are learning from their friends and the streets. Amen to that. So there again. So if the children are raising themselves, but a lot of time, what does raising themselves mean? They are watching TV. They're talking to their friends. They're listening to what their parents are saying. They're overhearing conversations. They're walking through the neighborhoods and different places. They're learning from those different conversations. Again, like I said, a person spending several hours of their life or their day watching TV, that's where they're getting educated from. So whatever particular show, if it's a decent show, they learn from a decent show. If it's a show that ain't about nothing and no good, that's what they're learning from. The music. If the kids like different music, they're learning from that. So again, if the parent is not there to mold them, to teach them, that's what the sum result. That's what type of person they're going to become. And I got another comment. May listen to the guidance counselors. Yes, the guidance counselor is there to help, support, and we got mentors. But that goes back. What kind? We need. If the streets are raising them, somebody's guiding them. It's not a professional guidance counselor, but they got a guidance counselor on the streets with a streets PhD. They teach them, I'm gonna guide you. Okay, you hanging on the streets, I'm gonna be your counselor. I'm gonna teach you how to sell drugs. I'm gonna teach you how to have sex. I'm gonna teach you these things of the street. But we don't need those type of counselors. We need the ones, supposed to be the good ones in school. But then, and also a lot of times the kids have their peers, their friends, as their counselors, as their people who give them advice. Our kids need to be taught the difference between good counsel and bad counsel. That's a starting point also. So it goes back to a lot of times, if the parents are not teaching them, if decent teachers and counselors at school is not teaching them, it's their friends, their peers, their classmates are teaching them. And we can see there's some result of that. That there's some result of that education in Duval County as we're number one with we are number one with the disease rate in the state of Florida. That wasn't from being educated from good qualified counselors. That was from being educated from uneducated people and giving them bad decisions. Pop up another comment. Cell phones are part of the problem as well. Yeah, I mentioned that before, where a lot of our kids are addicted to the phones, and on those phones we have access to. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. They're addicted to this. Excuse me. Sorry. Sneezing and yawning. What I was saying? Yeah, addicted to the cell phone, addicted to their iPhones, addicted to these different devices, and then they get access to things they shouldn't have access to, like the porn. Oh, what I was about to say before. Do y'all know? I'm gonna ask. I got a few people on. Do anybody know who are the number one person that introduced their children to porn? Who is the number one person, or who are the number one people that introduce the children to porn? Does anybody know that answer? Anybody know that answer? Anybody want to guess at it? Anybody want to guess? Bet you I put some money on the line here. Guess. I'll take that comment off. No guesses? Oh man. Who is this Facebook user that got my answer? Yes. Parents. 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 Parents are the number one people that introduce pornography. It's not, well, not, I'll say straight up pornography, but pornography starts off with it's called soft porn. I don't know if y'all, man, she can talk about the father. That's a low blow. But yeah, probably some houses, yeah, some households, yes, there may be the fathers that either directly or inadvertently allow their sons, most of the time their sons, to see the pornography. But I think that's kind of old school. I grew up old school. There was like the different magazines. That's sad. I don't even know. Does anybody know if they still sell those magazines? I don't know. So it was we called the nudie magazines. So yes, sometimes the adults and sometimes the fathers would buy those magazines, and sometimes the boys, curious boys, would find those magazines, and yes, that would be an introduction to porn. That's not even necessary now. So now with the devices that we have, we see it is easily available. But the reason why I say parents are the ones that introduce porn to the children is because of movies and TV. It's the movies that has quote unquote some is some it's like a fine line between, I'm saying, I'm trying to be nice and generous and say it's soft porn. A lot of TV shows have soft porn. Soft porn is, I don't know, I'm gonna look it up. I was going to use my definition of soft porn. I'm gonna see what the Debbie got to say about it. Uh, um, Soft porn, films, books, pictures, etc., that show or describe sexual activity in a way that is sexual exciting, but not in a very detailed or violent way compared to hard porn. So soft porn, hard porn is still porn. Soft porn is allowed on our TVs, in our movies and stuff. A lot of TV shows have soft porn. Basically, like people are talking about sex or making sexual gestures, or even um, let's say examples of two people um, kissing, rubbing all over each other, and then get in bed, but they're undercover. So you see their body going up and down and all that. That's soft porn. Hardcore porn, they'd be buck naked with no cover on. But the soft porn is still put that image in your head. It still stirs up feelings inside you. It's some more than others. But as kids, so kids, if parents are allowing the kids to see that, so the parents are introducing that to their kids. Their parents, you're feeding that to your kids, so your kids start getting used to that. And some of the kids, they want to see more. That's where the soft porn leads to the hardcore porn. The same thing with like little kids. You're like, well, I say little. I'm my thing. What the way I'm talking is coming from a little boy or a teen. Getting curious. And you're getting all these urges and feelings on the inside, and you have these cravings. Again, I'm coming from a point from a boy, not from really young, but I know as a teen you start getting these desires and cravings to look at girls, and try to take a peek under their skirt, you know, um, maybe see some cleavage or something. So then you start getting the um, the we didn't have Victoria's Secret, but like the Victoria's Secret, something like that, seeing girls in the underwear in the books, and then you eventually come across a nudie magazine. You know struck gold in, and then you're constantly looking at that, and it gets in your mind. Then you want more, and then so you're getting all these feelings inside, and then the TV allowing a lot of these soft porn scenes. So now that gets you going, and then music videos. I had to stop watching music. I stopped watching music videos a long time. I mean, well, it's not all, it's different. It's not all music videos, but certain music videos where they have um, the soft porn. They have soft porn in the music videos, and some of them is like it's so close. Oh, it's so close to being hardcore porn, and so a lot of people just looking at that and just drooling. I just remember this scene from The Simpsons one time where I think somebody put a rap video and showed Homer for the first time. So he see this booty, these booty shaking, and he just staring at the screen, drool come out of his mouth because he watches his booty shake. But that's what it is. So that's it's sometimes it's giving it the same results. You get the same results, whether soft porn or hardcore porn. It is a result. Is designed to put an image in your mind. It's designed to put an image in your head, and you can't get it out. So that's why I say a lot of times parents introduce that to their kids. Sometimes it's just like they're watching a show and they think the kids are not watching. So a lot of times that's why a lot of kids are introduced to um, verbal, for which cussing, profanity doesn't is like a lot. Some parents are using profanity around their children, and they're putting the porn, well, I say soft porn, different. Some, like I said, certain movies rated R. It's rated R for for mature mature audiences only. So my child is sitting there, but they're not paying attention to it. Oh, that scene is not that bad. Oh, or close your eyes. I didn't. I thank you, Ma. I think I put that dap. I got a little dap here. Can you see the dap? Oh, you see through my shirt. But that's a dap my mom. Cause my mom in certain situations, my mom she knew some stuff. Close your eyes. You're not gonna watch this part. Close your eyes. Oh, we've had problems. I think she even told me to leave the room. Something going on, leave the room. It was no DVR time. I know of now. Good parents, they know something is on the screen. They grab that remote, fast forward it, change the channel. They do something to try to protect their child. But some parents, nope. Sit right there, enjoy, knock yourself out. Son, knock yourself out, daughter. You'll be all right by watching this. But it's doing something in their minds. Um, um, I missed that. Um, so anyway, so where we at is a lot of our society, a lot of our kids. We know kids, school just went back in session. On our prayer line, we're constantly praying over the kids. We're praying a hedge of protection, but it's kind of hard to pray this prayer when even starting with the parents is working against the child when um, they're feeding them. Right? It's feeding. You eat from your eyes, you eat from your nose, what you smell, you eat from what your mouth, you eat from what goes in your ear. So not only the food that you put in, you're eating with all these other areas that you intake. So the parents sometimes they are concerned about what you put in the child's mouth, but they're not concerned about what goes into the child's ear, or not really concerned about what goes to the child's eyes and what goes to the child's brain. It's just important. It's just as important to have great nutrition that goes inside your body through your mouth as you should have great nutrition coming in your ears and your eyes. I don't know if that's the right word, nutrition, but we should have quality inputs into our children. Again, so that leads back to what I was talking about. Why is the sex? Why are so many sexual transmitted diseases rates so high just in our county? I can't even imagine how it is in some other places of the country. Um, so basically, I don't have my teacher. I wanted to bring, again, like I said, I wanted to bring my teacher on to have like that discussion about what's going on in the school system or what they feel about will bringing sex education back. I don't even remember anybody. Sharice, you remember having sex education? I'm struggling. I've heard of it, but I can tell you the truth. I do not recall having sex education when they mentioned like, so what we supposed? What'd you say? So I don't even know. I don't even know what that involved. Um, and again, whose standards are they going to be going by, or what are they going to be trying to teach? That's been one of my main questions. So anyway, back to beginning, there are certain things that people are addicted to. So we continue to pray against addictions. We pray against um, like strongholds, like we oppressions, being oppressed. Like people go through different things, and they turn to drugs, they turn to alcohol to try to escape from it, but they're really not escaping from it. It's just masking it, and then the sexual side of it. We constantly, me and Sharice, we constantly listen to those crime investigation shows while we're driving the XM radio. And it's so many. It's mind-boggling on how many cases of men raping women, attacking women, and doing all these horrific things um, because they don't have control over their body. They don't have control over their sexual drives, their sexual cravings. It's just sad. And basically, sometimes they get caught, get thrown in jail, and but nothing has changed. Even other ones that's chasing after kids, pedophiles. So they done derange their thinking to make children attractive. So then again, now I don't have no control, so I got to go after the children. The Bible says we got to take control. I don't care if you saved or unsaved. You still need to have control over your body. Saying I couldn't control myself is one of the lamest excuses. As a judge, I don't want, I wouldn't want to hear that. I couldn't help myself. That don't make sense. Um, 1 Corinthians 9:27, bring into subjection the different thoughts. So everything that it's a lot of things that come to our mind, and we can take control over it. I know, all sorts of thoughts. I forgot what it was, how many thoughts that we have throughout the day, but so many things that comes in our mind. Some of it we create, and sometimes God gives us stuff, and the enemy gives us stuff. And just hearing things around these different thoughts, but we're supposed to take charge. It should be a filter. It should be a filter on what comes in our mind, and if the things is ungodly, we're supposed to kick it out. We're supposed to pray to kick it out, stomp it, whatever it takes to get it out of our mind and don't dwell on it. But some people that's addicted to stuff, they let these thoughts get out in their mind, and they just continue to think about it and think about it. Like I said, even when I'm saying people are addicted to sex or different things, they got it in their mind and they just kept on thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it until it start come out of their mind and they start acting on it. 2 Corinthians 10:4-6, cast it down imagination. Again, what I was just saying, cast these things out of your mind. When these bad things come into your mind, you got to take charge of it, take control over it right away. Don't let it grow roots. Don't let it obtain roots. But that's where godly people come in. We're supposed to be around to help people make sure these things don't take roots and get it up, get rooted in our mind. So that goes back to the children. And the children that's addicted to the different things they shouldn't be addicted to. Parents. Did you know? I don't forget the scripture in the Bible where the priest would take a child when they're at a young age until the age of 7 and train that child until the age of 7. And now they discovered that a lot of times the child's greatest development, the greatest development in the child's life is up until the age 7. So a lot of things that the way the child is going to be for the rest of their life was determined by the age of 7. So if you see a lot of kids that's got a jacked up lifestyle, and the kids, a lot of that is going to be that they're going to be that's forming how they're going to be the rest of their life. A lot of things can be changed. It will be hard, but a lot of the way the child is, it was developed by the time of the age of 7. So if you got some children that's under 7 or around that age, really pay close attention. Pay close attention to what they're in, who are around them, who are influencing them. So we need to save our children. All right, I think that's a good stopping point. I think we got a preseason game tonight. A lot of people are probably at the game or watching the game. So again, keep on giving me comments. Let me know where we should take this subject. Like I said, it was shocking to me to find out somebody else in the age range, in the I think this person started about 5, 6, 7, was introduced and was watching porn and addicted to porn that young, and then they have no answer on why you do it. I don't. They don't know. They don't know because it's inside of it. It's got so inside of them. So we just pray. We pray for them. Pray for other kids that are addicted, and especially got addicted at a young age. We pray for God to deliver them. Pray for God to free them. All right. Like I said, this is a good stopping point. I think when I get my co-host and a teacher We can have a discussion about it. We probably can come back and have a part 2 about. I guess the main thing is about sex education in school and how they're getting sex. If they're not getting sex education in school, they're getting sex education from their family, their friends. I'm not their mama. I just heard this pastor not too long ago ask. It was a men's conference. He asked the men to raise your hand. How many men learned about sex at home with your parents? No hands was raised. How many men here was taught about sex education by your father? No hands were raised. And how many were you taught about sex education by your friends? Just about all the hands went up. And how many would talk about, from TV and movies? The hands went up. So if the parents, your mother and father, is not teaching sex education, but your friends are, where are they getting the information from? But that's a question for us to think about. If the parents are not teaching it, the fathers are not teaching the men how to be men, teaching them, about sex education. The mothers are not teaching. The mothers are not a lot of times not teaching their daughters about sex education. Where are they getting it from? We can see direct result of the education. Like I said, go back to that statistic again. Jacksonville, number 1, the highest sexual transmitted rate in the state of Florida. So if those people were educated, it's not showing. So who educated them? It was a bad education. The people who taught their friends and classmates about sex education, I don't think they did a pretty good job, or these rates wouldn't be this high. Pregnancy rate wouldn't be this high. All right. I'm gonna end it here. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I know for people who watch this on replay, please type in replay so I can get the message. Replay. All right. Any comments before we go? No, come on. Comments, questions. What we're going to talk about next time. How we're going to help these kids that's addicted. Some addicted to porn. Some addicted to drugs. Some addicted to alcohol. How are we going to help our students? How are we going to help our kids? Now some of them, they got addicted in elementary and in high school. Now they're going off to college. Now they're still addicted. What we're going to do? How are we going to help? A lot of our society is really justifying a lot of things. Right? They're legalizing certain drugs, legalizing certain things. So now a lot of kids think, oh, now since it's illegal, it's all right. Just because it's legal, that doesn't make it right. Slavery was legal at one point. A lot of things was legal. That still doesn't make it right. All right. That's a good time for me to go. All right. I pray everybody have a great night, great evening. Pray over your kids. All right. Be blessed.